It's a very good afternoon to you, South Africa. Welcome to Yilungelo Lakho, It's Yilungelo Lakho. It's your right. We're coming to you live right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. I'm your host, Siphiwo Speech in studio by calling us right here on the show, giving us your view and what you think of our subject today. The number is 011 714 6918 and 6919. I'm also taking your emails, so you can send those through. The email address is consumer@sabc.co.za, or just go and find us right there on social media. The Facebook page for the show is Yilungelo Lakho. We've got a status update that's already up there, so go drop your comments or just tweet me directly. My Twitter handle is @Siphiwo and then hashtag Yilungelo Lakho Mzansi Africa. It's time for Showtime. Good afternoon. Now, it has been dubbed a pyramid scheme that will eventually collapse, landing participants into financial loss. But members of Triple M insist that it is only a mutual financial aid scheme or a culture of donations that has rescued many from financial distress and poverty. Now, despite recent media reports warning of its dangers, many participants remain adamant that the scheme is here to stay. But first, before we get into our discussion, have a look at this.
Izikhathi zinzima, umnotho uyantengantenga, yenyukela kuyesinda kwabaningi. Amanani okudla, ugesi, upetroli, intela, konke nje kuya ngokukhuphuka kuyabiza. Kuyenyukela kuumqansa, incindezi eholela abaningi, ikakhulukazi labo abaheqwe izikweletu, ukuba bazithole befuna ezinye izindlela zokwenza imali. Ezinye zalezi izindlela zibonakala zingahambisani nemithethomgomo yokubolekwa nokwandiswa kwemali. Lo nguSibongile, simvakashele kwakhe enyakatho neGoli, uyilunga lika Triple M. UTriple M lona usematheni kulezi zinsuku. Abawazi kangcono bathi uyikhaya lokukhiqiza imali.
Sengibona ukuthi iyasebenza lento, ngaqala ke ukuthi ngifake imali because benginezinto engifuna ukuzenza ngemali kungenzeki. Ngiyazi mangabe usebenza kwamlungu ithi ifika imali ayisekho isiphelile, always isuke inganele. So ngabona ukuthi no, nayo into ngiyayibona ngathi iyasebenza, angingene kuyona ke ngase ngiqhubeke ngifake imali.
uSibongile njengamanye amalunga amaningi kaTriple M akawuvala umlomo ngase kwazi ukwenza ngemali ayithola kwaTriple M.
Emva ukuthenga iflat ngithenge imoto ngithenge last month, ngayithenga imoto cash ngoJanuary. Yeah, ngithenge cash kodwa phela is a second hand car, but nice car. Subaru 4x4. Triple M. Okay, and okunye futhi engikwazi ukwenza, umntanami ose-boarding school ngikwazi umkhokhela ama-fees akhe wonke isikole unyaka wonke this year. Ngathi nje ngakhokha yonke leyo mali. And then okunye futhi mangi-KZN, I'm no longer driving, I'm no longer taking a bus, ngiyaflya nje.
Ebe engeyedwa.
Impesheni ngeke ngenzelele ukuthi indlu yami yawa nje, ngifuna ukukhanda indlu yami ngiyilungise ngemali yaka Triple M, ngikhanya ukuthi Triple M wangenzela nansi indlu yami. Ngiphezu kokulungisa indlu yami njengo Triple M.
Nakuba bewubabaza uTriple M, bakhona abathi cha ayidumi kanjalo uma izosuka.
Sebehlupheke kakhulu. Uyabona manje bafuna ukuthi baphume kwi-poverty. Mawuqhamuka nento eyicebo lothi izoshesha ibasize, bayabethi bhu, kanti sometimes bayabanjwa. Uyangithola? Lona usuke eqhamuka naleyo idea usuke ezoyifunela nje umcebo out of expense. Abantu basebenzisa iadvantage ukuthi abantu bakithi bangaphansi kobupha. Uyabo, abantu baboleka imali bayifake kulama quick rich schemes kanti bacebisa umuntu othize ukuthi abalandelayo baphosa imali elokhuzana ezimuka nomfula.
Uhulumeni kanye nabahlaziyi bezomnotho abafuna kuwubona, abafuna kwazi lo Triple M, bathi ungenye izindlela amaqili aqola ngayo imali. Bexwayisa ngokuthi njengama pyramid schemes kanye namaphonzi, uTriple M awukho emthethweni.
To warn our communities, our people in the country, that here we are dealing with a person, and I think they are not taking it very seriously, a person who has been convicted as a fraudster. And I think we need to be very much worried in that sense. This country has got laws. Yeah. And we are not staying in a banana republic where people can do anything as they wish. And that is why, as the Hawks, that is why, as the entire police office, service, we will be assisting the NCC to make sure that we deal with this matter.
Yini kanti lengaka elandelwa kwa Triple M?
Ayikho i-account eyodwa la kuzoya khona imali yomuntu. Awufaki imali, there is no central account, so it has the community. So imali isuka kuyi-member, iye kwenye member, isuke kwenye member, iye kwenye member, as long lo muntu efuna usizo lwemali anayo kodwa naye ngoba phela awukwazi ukufuna usizo lwemali ongazange wabanayo.
Omapho izindlela ezejwayelekile zokonga nokuzalisa imali ezinjengamabhange zibonakala zingabenelisa abanye. Iyiphi indlela ezoculisa nezoba semthethweni? Izikhathi zinzima kuyesinda kubathengi nakubakhokha intela. Isibalo sabacwila ezikweledini siya ngokwenyuka mihla namalanga. Manje kufuze benze njani abadinga ukukhululwa? Yiziphi ezinye izindlela nemizamo engatakula labo abazithola bethwele kanzima, ikakhulukazi esikhathini esesinda njengalesi ngakwezomnotho? Siyini isixazululo? Hlengiwe wakwamabaso, Yilungelo Lakho, eGoli.
Well, masibambe ngasikosibini ke ngelonqako silenzele nguHlengiwe Mabaso, our producer, and now to take our discussion further about, the scheme Triple M and how it works and its implications, if there are any other, on the lives of participants. Let's welcome our studio guest today. We're pleased to be joined by Gerald Mwa Ndiambira. He's a financial advisor, and just next to him is Lebo Kumalo, assistant sakwa Triple M, and just next to Lebo is Tsepiso Marope, yena osuka phaya kwa MCS debt counselor. Just a reminder that you can also be a part of us right here in studio by calling us number. That is 01171469118 and 6919. Today, it's your platform to ask all the questions you have about Triple M, all your concerns. And also, if you're a member, maybe that's currently benefiting, it's your opportunity as well to call in and be a part of our discussion. Now, Lebo, I'll just start this one with you. We are currently being faced with a lot of controversy. Triple M. Abantu abaninzi are wondering if it's a stokvel, if it's a wealth move, what do you call this? A wealth movement, so in a way, if it's a pyramid scheme as well, because it bears all the classical hallmarks of a pyramid scheme. Just tell us, what is Triple M?
All right, Spio, thank you for the opportunity. Triple M is a global community of people who are selflessly helping one another. Yeah. So we are not a pyramid scheme, because in a pyramid we are feeding money that goes into one person. So Triple M does not have a central bank account. So that's how you get to be able to differentiate between a Ponzi or pyramid scheme, whereby a company is registered and there is an account. So people put in their money in that particular account with a promise that after a certain period their money will mature at a certain rate. So in Triple M we are a community. So the system is there as a platform for us to come together.
You are a community, so you define yourself. Let's talk about the growth. You say also interest, and if only go to your interest,
definitely.
You call it a growth. People have been talking about 30%, people have been talking about 100 and 200%. Where is this money coming from? How do you generate this money?
All right. Let me make this clear. In Triple M, we are on 30% growth. Not 50, not 100, not 300. We are on 30% growth. This is a reward of goodwill. The system uses an algorithm which is similar to what the financial institutions are hiding from the people. Let me make it a simple example. You put in your money in your bank account. You don't know what the bank does with your money. So the bank will take your money and do something with it that you're not told. We grew up knowing that apparently they invested somewhere. How sure are we about that? So the system, when you put in your money, when you click on provide help, let's say it's 1,000 rand, you get your money, it gets converted into the system's instrument, or what I can call the currency, which is called the Mavro. The Mavro then generates growth at 1% per day, hence the 30% growth per month. So it uses an algorithm similar to financial institutions.
But how do you make the money? How do you get this interest? You're saying it's 1%?
It's 1% per day.
How do you make that? Especially in these tough economic times where, you know, we're suffering from inflation, the rand is currently under attack. How do you make this much money?
This much money, actually Triple M is based on changing the mindset of people. We're made to believe that the economy is under strain, the rand is this much, your money is only, what is correct is the repo rate or interest rate of 7% per annum. But our founder actually wants to change that and bring what the government has been hiding from our people, whereby we made slaves to believe that anything above 7% is not correct. So Triple M is coming as a platform, as a revolution movement to say, hey, wake up. Here is something that you need to know, and it's Triple M, and 30%, you are worth it per month.
All right, Gerald, let's come to you. Just jump into the conversation. People are saying, Triple M members are saying it's a community of people who are helping each other. It's not a stokvel, it's not a revolution, a wealth revolution, but it bears all the classical sense. In a classical sense, it bears all the qualities of a pyramid scheme. Ngokokwazi kwakho, especially as one, you know, who's a financial advisor, why are South Africans so attracted to these pyramid schemes?
People are attracted to the scheme because I want to offer money. Everybody wants money, and things are tough. Petrol is up, bread is up, everything is not looking good. But from a financial planning perspective, Triple M can only be either a Ponzi or a pyramid. Pyramid, because it's shaped like a triangle, people at the top started, people join at the bottom. With a pyramid scheme, what you need to do is go and recruit people to join this scheme so that you get paid. If you don't find those people, nothing is coming to you. They call it their bonus on Triple M. Ponzi scheme is different. Ponzi, you just put in money, and the money which is put in is paid out to the people who are in the scheme. So Triple M has both the hallmarks of a pyramid as well as a Ponzi at the same time. Now, what we need to realize is that the law is there to protect people from themselves at times, because what typically happens is sooner or later, you run out of people wanting to join this thing. And the last people who put in money lose out. So there's nothing. I mean, we've had quite a number of these in South Africa before. This is nothing new. Pyramids and Ponzis were not invented in South Africa. They're named after a gentleman called Ponzi, 1920s in America, who did exactly the same thing. So all I'm saying is you can call it what you want. You know, a rose by any other name is still a rose. And as typically speaking, Triple M can only be one of two things, a pyramid or a Ponzi. There's no underlying investment. With a bank buys your money spew at 6%, and then they go lend it to Lebo at 15%. There's 7% made. These guys are promising 360% per annum. Let's not talk 30%. When they talk 7% repo, that's per year. They're talking 360% per year. If you put in 1,000 rand, you end up with some serious money. But unfortunately, I'm not the one who wrote the law, and nor did I define it. Let's come to you, Tsepi. So just talking about realities, one of the realities is that Umzansi Africa, you know, a lot of people are indebted in South Africa. People are looking for all possible ways just to escape poverty, just like Gerald has said. As a financial or rather as one who deals with people, you know, a debt counselor, people who are suffering and who are sinking in debt, what is the reality of South Africans when it comes to indebtedness?
Our people are largely in debt. It's a very alarming that when we do our research and look into the stats. So, you know, when we look into this, we see that people are looking for other forms indlela ezinye zokuyenza imali. So mawuza kumuntu phela umuntu mangana mali uzozama anything. If you promise them a return and that return looks favorable to them, it will be easy for them ukuthatha the last cent by fake kuyo, which is the scheme. And then our people need to do their research. They need to do proper research before they invest.
Let's once again talk about Triple M. I mean, this was first invented in 1988, 1989. There was a central bank account where people could go and distribute the money, but then that was shut down. The system was then changed into, you know, another unconventional way of distributing money. Now that you call yourselves this community of people who circulate money amongst each other, why is there so much controversy if then you are just a community of people who are coming together, who are giving each other money, who are contributing into a community? Why is everybody threatened, so be it, for lack of a better word, by this scheme? All right,
before I answer you, I like what Gerald said. He says sometimes the government needs to actually protect us from ourselves. In Triple M, we believe our government is threatened by what Triple M is bringing, which is light to the people. This controversy and myths and whatever news, the bad publicity that we've been getting, we feel that our government is threatened because now they can no longer touch our money and control it. We now have our own control over our money. As Labour, I can decide when do I want to put in 1,000 rands, when the system will tell me when to give it to another participant.
Okay.
So it's flowing between us without the government touching it. But then we would ask about tax.
Before we get into text, those are issues that I think we still need to talk about when we're coming back from the ad break. Well, South Africa, here you have it. We're talking about Triple M, a very popular community. So they call themselves of people who are helping each other, they're circulating money and just to improve their lives. But there's been quite a lot of controversy. The scheme, without no doubt, has been belted with a lot of controversy. Today we'll give you a platform also to be a part of us right in studio. We do have our studio experts. We'll also have Lebo, who's coming from Triple M, but we also want to hear from you. What do you think of Triple M? Do you think that's going to be sustainable? Because a lot of questions also have been on that. Database 011 714 6918 and 6919. After the break, we'll continue. Stay with us. Yilungelo Lakho apha SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Today siphethe umbaga Triple M. We're asking the big question, what is Triple M? Ukuze ngena ukuthi abathengi axheba apha studio khumla babenthe ungasifonela apha studio. The number is on the screen as you see it. It's 011 714 6918 and 6919. Now, I also told you that you can also send me messages on Facebook. We've got our Facebook status that's up there waiting for you to drop your comments, and I'm going to check those messages. I've got Nkululeko Buhlezweni Feni, who says Bezwe Veni, who says, I don't want to be a part of Triple M. Many members are crying because of this Ponzi scheme. Also Nkululeko says ZP officer Triple M kona EPE website yabo. Talwano Velem says Buti Mnanfuna ucacelwa ngayo ukuba yintoni Triple M ndisewolma. Pure Qoboka says, I'm a member of Triple M and I love Triple M a lot. Yes, Triple M is a solution to our financial problems. Viva Triple M, viva. Tabisilam Somi says, our community, our Triple M community is helping us fight poverty. If Triple M is a scam, then banks and loan sharks are the worst. Viva Triple M, viva. Oh, it seems like people are really into Triple M and are fascinated by what we call this community. Well, remember that I said you can call me. The number is 011 714 6918 and 6919. Now we've got Sibongile who's calling us from Foslora. So Sibongile, welcome to the show, sis. Sikhona mama njani?
Sikhona baba. Bengicela ukukhuluma no baba lo ama-specs lo la eceleni.
Yes, uGerald.
Ubaba lona une problem. Singene ku pyramid scheme ngoba singasebenzi. Kuyinto esiphila ngayo le. So Triple M baba ngeke igebenge umuntu makulahleka imali kuzobe kulahleka imali yami akunamuntu esizambophisa sicela basiyeke
Okay, sisi are you
emakhaya bo baba basebenza.
Okay.
Mhlalendlini zebond singakhishwa noma yini.
Sisibongile.
Siyadla kumanje ngibuye ukuthenga igrocery
right, Sisibongile. We need to listen to each other to make sense to each other, right? Are you a member of Triple M wena?
Anis.
Uyimember ka Triple M?
Yebo mama.
Okay, so uthi se ichintshe ubomi bakho kanjani?
Uthini baba?
Uthi ichintshe ubomi bakho kanjani Triple M?
Baba ichintshile kakhulu ekhaya ubaba akasebenzi ubaba wekhaya. Impilo ayikho right. Dala wadiliza umsebenzi una 7 years. Siphila ngayo le Triple M from last year November till now.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Sis Bongile. Thank you. Just a reminder to you right there at home that when you call in, we do understand that people get excited and they've got emotional attachments also. Triple M, but just try, just so we make sense also to each other. I'm here and there are other viewers also who are trying to understand, how it works. So the best for the situation is for you to also call in, and try to be as reasonable and be as calm as possible. Now, Triple M has changed her life and her family's life. Now, we're not running away and we're not trying to nullify the fact that Triple M will change like people are currently benefiting. But I believe that what Gerald is saying, that we also need to be very cautious because it doesn't make financial sense. You were saying, Gerald, just elaborate.
Well, all I'm saying is that it's a pyramid scheme which is fed by money. Eventually the money dries up and it collapses. Now, the law is there to protect everyone. She's saying that if I want to do what I want to do, I must be allowed to do what I want to do. That's the same reason drunkards say, I want to drive. But there's a law against drinking and driving because you're not going to only potentially harm yourself, which means you can lose your money if that's what you want to do. But you can harm others. The problem is when you harm others, and that's where the law now kicks in, because when this thing collapses, they'll be looking for Ulebo's house, saying, Ulebo, I saw you on TV. you know? Just these things happen. So all I am saying is I'm an advocate for black people creating wealth because it is our time, it is our country. But within the ambit of the law, and in a way you can't harm someone else. And all we are saying is Triple M does not want to be regulated. They don't want to be under any law. They want to be a law upon themselves. And that's where the problem lies, because each South African has a vote. If you want to vote Triple M into existence as an institution, vote it in.
All right, before Lebo answers those questions, let's now go to Nokwazi, who's calling us from KZN. Nokwazi, welcome to the show. Okay, it seems like we've not lost Nokwazi, but you can also call us. The number is 011-714-6918 and 6919. The intent today is to try to understand Triple M and also to give you a platform to express what you feel, especially because, Lebo, you know, Triple M is currently, you know, being, it has been investigated since, you know, last year, September. But more than anything, we're trying to look and to give you also, as members and also as this community, you know, a platform to express yourself because, you know, like I said, it's been belted by a lot of controversy. People are asking, you know, how do you generate this money? People are saying that, you know, it's empowering the founder, who is also, according to his profile, a convicted fraudster. Abantu bayithemba kanjani ke lento?
Wena speech kunengxaki lana I-government yethu we feel that certain laws we must comply by them when it suits them. For example, when I go to the bank Tati loan, government or the laws, they have a right to determine that my interest on the loan can be 30%. But then who made the law that actually my loan, the return must be 30%? Where does it come from? Who made that law? If now when I make 30% growth from Triple M, now you come and say it's wrong. I hear Gerald saying that we need to regulate.
You are not regulated.
You
don't have a central bank
You
account.
cannot regulate people who are donating their money willingly and selflessly. I'm taking my money from my pocket and I'm giving it to you.
Yes,
Can I ask Lebo a question?
Yes.
What is the law around donations tax in South Africa?
All right. Right now, what I know is if your donation exceeds 100,000 rand, you need to declare your money. So that's where SARS comes in. We are educating our members to know that if your donation exceeds a certain bracket, you need to declare it.
You're allowed under the law 100,000 a year. Exceeding 100,000 is taxed at 20%.
Yes.
If you're looking at it as income, because it could also be classified as income into your account. If you've received more than 75,000 into your account and you're unemployed, you're due to pay taxes. These are things that are important. Triple M itself should be a taxpayer. You can't.
Are they not complying?
Do you have a tax number? That's Triple M as a tax number or a company number?
No. Let's just let me answer the question. Are you guys complying with the law?
We are complying with the law. We are not violating any law of the country. What we are doing, selflessly giving money. So what he's saying now is he's saying if my money exceeds a certain amount, certain percentages are due on my money. Who made that law? It's my money.
Okay, just hold it right there. We need to go to another caller. We've got Chaki, who's calling us from the Eastern Cape. Chaki, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you.
Yebo, mama.
I'm a member of Triple M.
Yes.
I'm in Port Elizabeth.
Yes, ma.
Triple M is a stokvel. It is clear, the rules of Triple M are clear. They are telling you that you must try with a smaller amount if this works.
But
and
how?
Then come again?
They are saying, Triple M members are saying it's not a stokvel because stokvel ngokwazi kwami istokvel sidibana singamalungu asemphakathini okanye kulonda wesebenza kunye. We contribute a certain amount of money, but it doesn't generate interest. So how is this a stokvel?
This is a stokvel in this way. I don't deposit money to the owner of Triple M because we don't know the owner. I deposit the money to the person that I'm given by the system, and then that person also does that. We give help and request help when you want money back.
All right. So you're for Triple M and you're saying Triple M is the way to go.
Yes,
all right.
It's the way to go to me because it has changed many people's lives. Most people are not working especially in the Eastern Cape.
Okay, mama.
But now Triple M has taken it as ego.
All right. Oh, thank you so much, Mam Chaki. Well, that was Mam Chaki, was calling us from Port Elizabeth, saying Triple M is so say ikat ezig when it's changing lives. What's your contribution? We'd also like to hear from you. The number is 011-714-6918 and 6919. Go and also drop me your messages on Facebook. I'm very interested to go and read your messages. Actually, after this break, we'll go and check out those messages. So better make sure that you're also counted amongst those messages. After the break, we'll continue all things Triple M. Stay with us. taking your calls right here on the show. The number is 011-714-6918 and 6919. If you just joined us right here on the show, today is Petumbaga Triple M. Abantu abaninzi bayabuza kuba yintoni nalo Triple M ecacile into yoba wonke umuntu ufuna ukuba inxalenye yakhe. Namhlanje sinika ithuba lokuba nawe uzibuzele imibuzo nokubuzivela apha enqubeni. We've got two labels coming from Triple M, who's a spokesperson and also, you know, who's very well conversant when it comes to issues of, you know, the financial aid and how this is assisting communities. Gerald also is joining us. He's a financial advisor. He says Triple M needs to be regulated. And also we've got Sepiso, who is a debt counselor. Now, let me go and check some of those messages you've sent me. I've got Mambinga Mliki, who says, because government doesn't benefit from Triple M, it's becoming a problem now. Somi says, ever since I joined Triple M, ndaphuma engqondweni month end ifika ndingena ixesha layo ngoba Triple M does everything. Tuli Somajola says, viva Triple M, viva. Sitsaba Kwepe Sitsaba says, how to join Triple M because I'm interested. Mbali Mieni says, I feel like dancing. Let's show the Mavro dance people. All right. We've got Mandombi Mangrina, who says, viva Triple M, viva. I'm not owing any furniture shop because of you. I'm saving again to buy me a house. Long live Triple M, long live. I think more than anything, the big question right here is there sustainability? Triple M Global was shut down not long ago. We're also going to explore that. But we've got a caller. We've got a caller who's calling us right here from Johannesburg. His name is Salute. Salute, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, Salute.
Yebo.
Yebo. Uthini umbono wakho tata? Sikhona kunjani?
Ngiyaphila. Owami umbono nangu babuthi. This is a new thing in South Africa. The sithu khona yakayenzakala elsewhere.
Yes.
But in life, it's not static. Things are dynamic. Being dynamic in their state as they are. New things are coming into market, which maybe banks or whoever or government is not aware of or if they don't know. Abantu bona ngokwabo can make something, can make a movement, can make a revolution.
Okay.
Like in anything. So iyasebenza into eyi-3M ngiyo mina.
All right.
Iyasebenza.
All right.
So engakutsho just a minute. Engakutsho ukuthi if we as members of 3M manage to get an income that exceeds esivunyelwayo in a year, like what Ubudlo Ochoyo, we should be able to declare that singani. Ukuthi kuzotela abantu eMzansi angeke baphele bayazalwa every day bajona every day.
All right. Thank you so much. That's Bab Salute who's calling us right here from Johannesburg. I'm also waiting for your calls. Do call in and be a part of our discussion right here in studio. Tepi, so it seems like you want to contribute to what Ubaba said.
Right. I can hear Ubaba Utathini. Uyasho ukuthi he sees it as a hero manje, like bamsavile ngale Triple M. Young sebenza. Definitely he believes in it. But what if Triple M were to collapse? The same very way it did where it originated. What then happens?
Okay. I think Lebo will then answer that question. But let's talk about the regulation part of Triple M. Abandabanis are saying there is no central bank account. Gerald, it's a community of people who are just circulating money. Some have said it's money laundering as well because, you know, there is no specific guideline or what to adhere to. Umbuzo wamgengo is if Triple M was to be regulated, how would it operate?
Okay, it's quite simple. If Triple M is a stokvel, they join SASA and people would know who the members are. If Triple M was to be regulated, the servers would be in South Africa, not in Russia. What are they hiding in Russia, which can't be in South Africa? If Triple M was to be regulated, they'd have offices, and there'll be more people like Ulebo going around talking and representing the organization, just like e-company.
But
I'm not against Abantu Amnyama making money in creative ways.
You're just saying there should be regulation.
All I'm saying is that if there's a risk that someone is going to lose money, then it should be regulated. There should be auditors, and this is not about saying the government doesn't make money. The government is going to make money because all Triple M members will pay tax on that money which goes in. So the government is okay with that.
Okay.
All I am saying is that if a system has the potential of harming others, then it should be very transparent, all the more reason.
Okay.
And every time you ask these questions, they are not being answered. They don't have a company registration number. They don't have a Triple M bank account number. And by saying I'm paying somebody's name, I can give you the same account number and put 500 names on it and to send it to 500 people and all the money will come to me. So by saying I put it into someone's name, it makes it legal. It doesn't make it legal because, Spiwe, if you're a drug dealer and I put money into your account and tomorrow you get arrested for dealing your drugs, guess who financed your crime? So all I'm saying is let's have transparency.
Let's
if this
have
thing is
transparency
great,
of the system.
let all South Africa enjoy it.
Lebo, just hold that thought. Let's go to Sibongile, who's calling us from George. Sibongile, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you very much for welcoming me. All I want to say is that we appreciate the concern that the government is showing upon us and protecting us from Triple M. But what I don't like about the right way of the financial system is there is no transparency. When I put my money on the bank, I don't know exactly how much money they make versus to how much I get from that profit. They make a profit, but still I get very little. And another thing, if Triple M collapses at the end of the day, they must imagine how many people will be debt-free by that time that it collapses.
All right. Sepiso, do you agree also that also people are going to be debt-free at the end of this? If it happens...
Of course, if people are buying cars for cash, are buying houses for cash.
Okay, let's give it to the expert for now. Thank you so much, Sibongile.
Right.
Sepiso?
Right. You know, with the current economic levels, people are very indebted.
Yeah.
But we should not look for an easier way of getting income that will save us from all this debt. In this situation, Triple M, with the history that Triple M has. Let us look at other forms which are much more, if I can say it, safer, or that we know that, okay, this is regulated, this is where we know that we put our money here, this is where we're going to get it. But with Triple M, where we're talking 30% profits and
but let's talk about stock exchange and you know the formal way of investing. There's also no guarantees also when it comes to that. Maybe Gerald, I'll throw that to you as well, but also Tsepiso, you know, there is no guarantee that when I go and invest my money with any reputable financial or investment bank that it's going to be there. Anything can happen. So how is that different from Triple M?
It's different because all these things are regulated. Triple M is not regulated at all.
By regulation, what exactly do you mean?
We mean that there is monitoring that is happening here, which now, when we look at Triple M and try to regulate it, they're running away from it.
Okay. Lebo, it seems like regulation and legitimacy, you know, are big questions here.
Yes.
Are you guys regulated? Are you really adhering to the laws of the land?
We are a self-regulatory community.
So you create your own laws?
We have our own laws that are abiding by the laws of the country. I'm bothered by Sepiso here saying a stock exchange because there are no guarantees. People who lose money on stock exchange, it seems as an okay thing because it's regulated. Seems like the system is hiding behind the word regulation, whereby because it's on JSE, even if I lose money from buying shares from a certain entity, it is okay because it is regulated. Within Triple M, there is transparency. I'd like to correct Gerald here. We have 18 what we call community centers. We don't want to call it offices because if we call it an office, it will mean we are a registered company. So
are you not registered?
We are not a company. We cannot register. We cannot register because you're not a company, you're not an organization, we're not an investment program.
You are just a community. Somebody might brand it though, Lebo, and say it seems like you perfectly orchestrated this and set yourself as a community just so you do not have to account to the laws of the land. Not really. What our founder wants is to set people free. To set people free from the laws of the country, laws that have been there to enslave people. I hear people saying money is a measure of labor, but if we were to say that, look at the people in mines, people in factories, people who are actually producing tangible goods, they're not paid enough. Whereas the bankers in financial institutions, clicking their laptops, playing around with our money, are actually making more than the people who are working very hard. Okay, well, let's go for another ad break. Studio, or rather your comment and your view. The number is 011-71469186919. It seems like the studio is on fire. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go for an ad break. We'll be back shortly. All right, we're still tackling Triple M right here on the show, and we're waiting for your contribution as well, for you to call us right here in the show. Into abalekile ngaphezulu ukuba sikwazi ukuba siphendulane le mibuzo besihlezi nayo. Abantu abaninzi ke xa babuza ngo-Triple M, umuntu akakho willing ukuba acacise uba yintoni kanye nokusebenza kanjani. Nalithuba lokuba nawe uzivele nokuba nangake namagosa esinawo apha estudio nawo azokwazi uba asinike ezo nkcukacha esifuna ukuzazi ngalo mbutho okanye ngale community, le lali ekuthiwa ngu-Triple M of people who are helping each other. And right now I've got a caller, Tony, who's calling me from Clackstop. Tony, welcome to the show. Tony?
Hi, how are you?
Well, good, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. What's your view, Baba?
Yeah, my view is, since we have no problem with the state, government has no problem because they get the taxes from the individuals. So I can't see why the financial institutes having a problem with Triple M. Because we have no member that has come up and said, I haven't received my 30%. Why are they so scared? We can put our monies wherever we want. Why should we be regulated? My problem is that if we had members that had problems that we never gave, then I would say, yes, we can make the big hula baloo that we are hearing now about Triple M being a scam and that kind of thing. Everybody is contributing and everybody is getting their money back and they put their money in. So the banks must rather give us 35%. Then we'll take our money there. What is the problem? What stops them from doing that?
Okay, thank you so much. That was Tony who's calling us from Clackstop, and now we'll go to Hazel, who's calling us from Randfontein. Hazel, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thanks. I want to know if now it's going to collapse, how about the money, other people's money?
You are saying, Utin Sisi?
Ukuthi ma izocollapse ne manje abantu abasebanika abanye abantu imali zabo bazozithola kanjani.
Okay, all right. I think Sis Labor will be able to answer that one. But let's start with you, Gerald. You were talking about, you know, the investment banks. We had African Bank, who was well popular, but then it shut down. As much as people had invested their money, and you know, it advocated itself, it put itself out there as a bank that is for the needs of people on the ground. We also had the stock exchange also collapsing at some point. So how is this different? As much as I asked this question earlier on to Tsepiso, but specifically within these two, here's African Bank, a very visible bank, you know, that people trusted or entrusted with their funds, but it collapsed. So isn't this, you know, a redemption scheme then?
African Bank is still very much in business. They haven't collapsed or gone anywhere. The Joburg Stock Exchange, just like when you invest in shares, they go up and down. Now, gambling places, a casino, are regulated. Yet people go and they put their money and they lose it. And it's okay because they are regulated. Because the casino is audited, okay? That's a casino. E-Lotto is audited as well. All I am saying is if Triple M is everything it says it is and there's nothing to hide, let it be regulated. And if people out there are seriously saying it's time for us to have our own black bank, let's have that discussion because that's where I can help them. Let's set up this bank. But let's not just do things.
Triple M here is saying that the problem with our bank, before, is that it's a system, it's a capitalist system that keeps on enriching those who are already rich. They are trying now to bring their sisters and brothers as they're moving up along.
No, that's fine. If Triple M wants to be established or become its own bank, the majority of people in this country are black.
All right.
We change the laws, we do what we want. All I'm saying is, why all the shadows? Why no offices? It's Triple M spoke.
Okay.
Are they a ghost?
Before you answer that, let's go to Puleng, who's calling us from Bloemfontein. Puleng, welcome to the show. Puleng?
Hello?
Yeah, Bosisi.
Yes, you're speaking to Puleng Mahosa in Bloemfontein.
Hi, Puleng, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. I'm a member of Triple M. And I don't see anything wrong with Triple M, being that it's a community stokvel. Because the people involved, they are circulating money amongst themselves. And the thing that I don't understand is that why is the government against us? Because it's a way of providing people with income.
All right. I think we just lost Puleng right there. But Puleng, we do get your issue. Puleng is one of the people who are saying that Triple M is there to help the people. Why is the government against it? But I think the biggest issue right here, Lebo, is the reason there's even an investigation is the fact that it seems like I said earlier on, that there are no rules that you're adhering to. You create your own, your community, that, you know, that you're subjected to your own rules or ones that you create. You don't want to really adhere to any tax law or any financial law. But just go back to what you're going to raise from Gerald's point.
Well, I would not saying we don't want to be regulated. Whatever that activity that is within Triple M does abide by the rules. What the system does would match you up with speech who is requesting to get help of 1,000 rands. And then the system will allocate me your details, your name and surname, your contact details, your guide or your referrer's contact details, as well as your banking details. Then I go to the bank, to your particular bank, and deposit the money. Then I come back to the system, I attach the proof of payment. So there is no irregularities there. We are exactly following the laws. We're putting money in your bank account.
There was also a big question of tax evasion.
Well, tax evasion, we get taxed in the country. Donations are not taxed. He mentioned it that when they exceed, when they exceed 100,000, when they exceed that, that's why we are having presentations. I hear him saying if Triple M was a company, we'll be out there. We go out there. The media is just choosing not to broadcast all of that we do.
When you're saying you're going out there, where exactly are you?
We are all over the country. We have our offline presentations. We have charity events. We have a department dedicated to giving back to the community. So every day of the week, there is a guide somewhere in the country in South Africa hosting an offline presentation, sharing the ideology of Triple M, and also giving back to the community, contributing to old age homes, to orphanages, to schools that are impoverished. So that is being ignored.
Now, for the benefit of the person who's listening or watching from home, the big question here is still how and how. How do you generate this money, or rather growth, as you don't want it to be called interest? And also, you know, how do you get promoted? Because I do understand that there are different grades within the system itself. You are one of the people who resigned.
Yes.
You were saying you absconded, but you know, you resigned, you left your workplace, and you were saying you were making 18,000 rands monthly, and now you're making 14,000 rands weekly.
Yes.
How does that system work?
Well, now where I am, I'm a 1K guide. By 1K, I mean under me, not being in a pyramid. In terms of me, I attended, there's a 10 days online guider school. All right, one would say, I hear him laughing, Gerald next to me, because people think to get your growth, you need to recruit people. Your money accumulates growth, whether you put in 1,000 rand, you don't recruit, and that's it. But should you want to bring people in the community, the system rewards you by giving you what is called a guider's bonus. As a guider, you are responsible when an old lady in the township who doesn't have a smartphone or a laptop, who wants to check their account, who wants to provide help, you are there as a guider to say, Mama, Isa, let's log into your personal office, which is your own PO on the system. Then as a guider for that, the system will give you a reward.
So you basically get rewarded for recruiting people.
You get rewarded for recruiting, which is called a referral bonus.
How different is that from a Ponzi scheme?
A Ponzi scheme, this is how it works. There's a pyramid. I put in money to push people up, and then the money, the ones who came in first are the ones to benefit.
All right.
With Triple M, I'm not pushing anyone up. I'm just bringing someone to say, Gerald, here is financial freedom. Come join me, my brother.
You are guiding people
into liberty. And then the system will reward me for guiding someone into liberty.
All right, let's hold it right there, Lebo. Well, you are still watching Yilungelo Lakho right here on SABC 1. If you just joined us, today we're talking all things Triple M, answering all your questions. And I've got an expert who's experts rather, who are joining us right in studio. Also have the spokesperson, or rather a media, a PR person from Triple M, that is Lebo. She's very well vocal when it comes to these issues. Call us and also let us know what you think. The number is 011-714-6918 and 6919. After the break, we'll continue. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Now I'm going to check your contribution right there on social media. I've got Welile Yalezo says, just because Triple M doesn't pay tax, the government becomes against. I'm willing to risk my money in putting it to Triple M than investing it in the bank. David Boza Morena says, umthetho ungena kuphi? Cause siyabolekisana ngezimali zethu. This is the link he also provided right there. Palisa Mohapi says, okay, that's another link. Nokwanda Noba Belem says, guys on studio, can I have your contact details so I can register you on Triple M, and so that you know what you're talking about. Don't worry, you'll only put 1,000 rands each. Okay. Nokwanda is starting to recruit people as well. Remember that I said you can also call us right here on the show. I'm still taking your calls, and right now I've got Charles who's calling me from Pretoria. Charles, welcome to the show, Baba.
Hello?
Charles, can you please switch off your TV so that we hear each other?
Yes, Charles speaking here. I'm from Pretoria.
Hi, Charles. Welcome to Yilungelo Lakho.
Yes. I have a question. Regarding the regulation.
Yes.
because the gentleman on the show they're saying that who is regulating the money that we're donating for Triple M? I'm a member of Triple M, and I want just to ask a question. Who is regulating money that people are giving in the box that they're putting there in Pick and Pay or in ShopRite? Because I have rights to donate any amount that I want to donate. If I want to put in 100,000, it's my money I put there. I'm donating to people. Now, if I want to put 1 rand, it's up to me.
Yeah.
And the donation is up to the person that is donating the money. It's how much that you want to donate. And who's regulating that money?
Okay, thank
That's
you so
my
much,
question.
Charles. Do you want to take that one, Gerald?
Basically, there's an organization called the Financial Services Board who regulate all things financial. And if you want to do anything involving money, there's Financial Services Board and the South African Reserve Bank, and they're all involved in regulating the financial services industry. And that's all I am saying.
Right.
This is the next best thing from bread. I'll join tomorrow, but as long as it's outside the ambit of the law,
you're still not going to join. So let's come to you. You're being recruited there on social media. People are saying, come and join.
Yeah.
What are your parting words also?
No, my parting words is that our people are mainly just need to, the over-indebted, they just need to come to registered institutions and we will help them.
Yeah.
And just do your research with all these other pyramid schemes or stokvels.
Okay, just let's come to you also. It's Yilungelo Lakho. What are your parting words, especially to people already in? There's still huge concerns. You're still under investigation that you cannot run away from. But what are your parting words, especially as an agent who's coming from this scheme?
My parting words is that Triple M, no matter how many times they will investigate, there is nothing that they will find because we are not violating any law. I want to say to the viewers at home, Triple M is here to save people. It's a movement that's here to reveal the truth about the financial institutions, because I believe money is an illusion. And if you can go further to investigate ways of making money, you will see that Triple M is the world
Just quickly
savior.
before we say goodbye, Gerald, as a person who might be, if maybe there's something else that might come up that might surface within time, what should I look out for before investing my money? Just quickly.
Just make sure that the people you're dealing with are there. You know the people, their faces, their names, their addresses. That's all that's important. How you make your money, make it in a way that will not end you up breaking any law. And that's all I'm saying to all the viewers, that be careful. Pyramids and Ponzi's always collapse.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, because of time, that's where we'll leave it. Well, thank you so much for joining us right there as well at home. Well, the conversation continues on social media, but make sure that you go to our Facebook page and continue with those messages, and also on Twitter, tweet me directly at Sipiwo Nzawumbi. And also those messages, the Consumer Commission, those are the contact details we give you, so that in case we cannot take some of your queries, you take it up yourself and you send them emails, you call them, and all sorts of communication, just so you stay an informed citizen and a consumer as well. Well, that's where we'll leave it this week. Thank you so much to our team as well for this beautiful production. My name is Sipiwo Nzawumbi. Till next time, it's goodbye and God bless you.